got out the treat and he's already like, I'm ready. Sophie, pound it. Good girl. Good girl. Here's your treat. Good girl. Hey guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets here on YouTube. Hey guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets here on YouTube, and today we are going to be using some new makeup products. I have a bunch in front of me and we're going to use them today. So we have a new foundation, new highlighter, new sort of concealer. I'll explain when we get there. But the main star of the show is the new Norvina mini palette. So I own all three of the larger Norvina palettes. As you guys know, I own volume 1, 2, and 3. I love all three of them. This is, however, the first mini palette I've bought from the Pro Norvina series. So this is the Mini Pro Pigment palette volume 3. And it does say that there are some shades that are not safe for the immediate eye area. They're pressed pigments. They're not labeled as not safe in the US, but they're just not labeled as safe. But I've talked about that before. Nothing is approved or whatever by the FDA. Anyhow, so this is what the little palette looks like. I have to admit it is much smaller than I thought it was because I have the Colourpop Mint to Be palette here. And as you can see, it is even tinier than that one. So I was shocked at how small it was. I don't know why. I guess maybe I've just never, I haven't seen one of these in person, but I love the cherry aesthetic. I love cherry everything. And I just like when it's looks wise. I don't know. I like the way cherries taste. I don't like fake cherries, like maraschino cherries in the syrup. Ugh. But I love the cherry aesthetic. So this is what the palette looks like on the inside. I'll take away this. It says Norvina on the mirror right there. And the mirror does stand up on its own. This is the palette. And what I didn't know is that this is technically a pressed glitter, which I'm not mad about, but I know some people will be. So this is the glitter. And I'm actually really excited. We are going to use it today. It's almost like a glitter eyeshadow hybrid. Like, it's definitely more a glitter than it is a shadow, but it does blend out nicely and it feels smoother than like a thicker, chunkier pressed glitter. So I'm going to do two different looks in this video. I'm going to do one on each eye, and that's what we're going to do today. So I want to do one with like the greens and the blues and one with like the reds, the pinks, and the pressed glitter. I keep looking for, I had a primer that I was going to use that was new, and I don't know what the heck I did with it. Let me find it really fast and I'll be right back. Aha, I found it. It is the Falsies Liquid Glass Radiance Serum with hyaluronic acid. So I'm going to put this on my face before we get started so it can sink in. And I got this on Mercari. People got it in their BoxyCharm, I believe, and so I was able to get it. I think I paid $15 at most for it, and I really wanted to try it. I have the Falsies Unicorn Drops. I don't really feel like they do anything for my skin, but I did watch somebody use these on camera, and it seemed to give them like an instant glow to their skin, so I wanted to try them. So I went ahead and got them since I was able to get them for like, they smell good. They smell citrusy. I was able to get them for $15 instead of the normal $54 price tag, because I would never pay. Well, okay, I can't say that because I did pay that much for the unicorn drops, but I was not going to pay $54 for these. So we'll let that sink in. I definitely think my skin has like a little bit of a tackiness and a little bit of a glow. So I'm not mad at it so far, but I'll have to let you know in another video. I'll update you and let you know if I felt like, it made my foundation last longer. We're also going to be using a new foundation today, so I'll kind of have to test the two together. All right. So for the first look, I'm going to do it on this eye, and we're going to go in with like this shade, this one, and then the pressed glitter. So actually, maybe I should go in with the, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go into the pink shade first, and I'm curious to see if these have the same formula or pigmentation as, I'll do this eye with these shades. I'm curious to see if this palette has the same formula and consistency as the larger ones. So far, this shade is not the same formula as, well, maybe, I don't know. I feel like the other palette is a little bit more pigmented right away, like the larger palettes, I mean. This palette was $29, which, now that I see how small it is kind of pricey, but the larger ones are $60. And I know that they have, this is, like I said, the third one. They have one that's kind of green themed, purple themed, and then this one. And not only the inside of the other palettes, but the outer packaging just didn't really interest me. So, but this is building up nicely. It seems to be building up. I would say that this formula, and I think it's because of how hard pressed it is. I'm now going into like the really bright cherry red. I think personally, let me get my thoughts together. Oh no, why did you guys not tell me? I just did pink on both eyes. Okay, that's all right. We can just wipe the one eye away. Let me do that really quick and I'll be right back. I know that I haven't done it yet, but my brain isn't working today. Okay, I literally paused it, forgot why I paused the camera, and then, yeah. Okay, so we'll reprime that eye in a few minutes, but we're going to go in with this cherry red here. So what I was trying to say is that there's a lot of fallout with this. I think that because these are smaller palettes, they are more firmly pressed than the larger palettes. Now, I don't know this to be true, but that's my opinion so far. And I feel like this formula is a little bit closer to the Anastasia Beverly Hills formula, like the regular Anastasia palettes. Now I'm going into the deepest burgundy red, this one in the corner right here. And I'm just going to see if I can deepen that up at all. I mean, honestly, that pink shade was not my favorite, but the rest of the shades have gone on just as pigmented as the larger palettes. So, I don't know. I think I'm okay with it. All right, so now I want to take a flat shader brush, and I'm actually going to take that bright red, the first red that we used, and I'm going to pack that on the lid because I want something to be underneath the glitter, just because it is a beautiful glitter, but I don't think it's like gonna be as opaque as a regular eyeshadow is. So that is pretty. Why does it seem like it's not sticking to this one part? Okay, that's better. All right, so let me just make it look less crazy. All right, and then we're going to take the pressed glitter. I'm trying to think, well, let me use it on its own, and then I'll decide if I want to put glitter glue. So I'm just going to take my finger, and I'm going to dip into it. This is the second palette that Anastasia Beverly Hills has now made with a pressed glitter in it. And like I said, this is really more of a, I don't know how to explain it, like a glitter, like a very glittery eyeshadow topper. I mean, you can definitely feel the glitter particles, but it's not the same level of glitter as like a Alien Cosmetics pressed glitter or like the Tati palette. So, I don't know. I think that's really pretty. I don't mind it personally because, you know, I love pressed glitters. So, all right, now we're going to do the other eye. So now I have to reprime since I decided to mess up the eye the first time. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of the Anastasia eyeshadow primer. I use this pretty much every day now. I had bought, if you're new here, I had bought a bottle or a tube, like a mini tube of it. And then I was getting ready to repurchase a full size and they actually sent me one. And I do like it. I like it if I want to do a more blended look or like a, I don't know how to explain it. I do a lot of like, you know, harsher lines, sharper edges, editorial looks. And if I want it to be a little bit more blended, this is the eyeshadow primer I use. What did I just do with the brush? Oh, I feel like I'm going crazy. I literally just had my Juvia's Place brush in my hand and I was getting ready to use it. And now it's gone. The one that I just had. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm already going crazy. Okay. Oh, and also I have some glitter and some topper. I have a topper that I got from Lottie London that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to go into this sky blue, then we're going to go into the green, and then we're going to go into this blue shimmer. But I got a glitter or a eye topper from Lottie London that I saw on Missa's channel, and oh my goodness, it was like $3 at Ulta. And it reminds me in some ways of like Into the Blue from Stila or Kiko, or not Kiko. What is that brand? Koki, not Kiko. There is a brand named Kiko, but I'm talking about Koki. They have one that's similar in shade to it, but this one is just a little bit different. It's like a liquid eyeshadow topper, and I really want to use that today, I think. I'll show you what it looks like without it, and then we'll put it on and we can see what it looks like. So that blue was pretty pigmented, which I was surprised about because the pink, which is kind of in the same shade, like the same tone of, or like depth of tone, was not as pigmented. And then this green, I'm actually having to build up a little bit more. So I don't know. I don't think that this is exactly the same formula as the bigger palettes, but I don't think it's the same formula. It's almost like a hybrid between the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance-y type of palettes and the new Norvina like volume 1, 2, and 3 palettes. That was my glitter glue. I'll be right back. Okay, it fell into the abyss, never to be seen again. I have no idea where it fell. It fell into a box. I have some boxes that I've been packing up underneath the sink vanity thing here, and it fell under there, and I have no idea which box it fell into. So I'm going to have to look for it, but I'm going to use my Too Faced glitter glue instead since I can't find the NYX one anymore. And we're just going to pop the shimmer on the lid. I'm going to try first with my brush, and then, but see how kick-uppy that is? I mean, it doesn't bother me as long as it's pigmented, but I know that it bothers some people. So this is like a blue duochrome shimmer. It has some purple in it. Not impressed, honestly, with that brush. I'm going to go in with my finger. It's very pretty, but it's almost like a multi-chrome when you swatch it, because it's like blue and purple and pink. Like it almost has like a little bit of a purpley red base. But you really have to dig your finger in. But it is very pretty once you get it on the eyes. And I think the more that I put it on, the more I realize that my eyeshadow topper that I want to use is really going to look pretty with this. And it's going to step it up like 10 notches. Okay, so I'm going to go into the eye topper really quick. This is it from Lottie London, and I'll swatch it for you. It is so pretty. So I'm going to put, so this is what it looks like without. And then on this side, since we have the pressed glitter, I was like, you know what? I can use some of this. It's pretty much exactly the same shade as that shimmery eyeshadow, except it's more metallic. So, okay. And then we're going to do the lower lash line. So on this side, I'm going to use Teaspoon from Colourpop. And that is this one here. Oop. Almost put it on the wrong side again. So I'm just going to do that. And then on this side, I'm going to use Charmer from Colourpop, which is one of their newer shades. I love this shade so, so much. Since these liners are new, they're like tickling my eyes. But this is like a burgundy, it's like a burgundy mauve, if that even makes sense. I don't know. Okay. And then I'm going to grab a pencil brush or like a little shader brush. I'll grab this little shader brush. So I want to, nope, not that one. That one has glitter on it. Ooh, this one. This one? Yes. I like this one. This is one of the Juvia's Place, like little smudger brushes. So I'm going to use that bright red that we used on this eye underneath. And I've started doing my under eye first before my face, just because I feel like it's a lot easier. It just works out better. And then I'm going in with the green on this side. I know it looks a little crazy right now, but actually, it doesn't look as crazy as it normally does. And we might bring in something in the inner corner. I feel like, let me see this shade. I was going to say, I feel like this shade is useless. Oh, but it's not. Okay, let's see if you can see this. It has like a pink duochrome reflect. I'm actually going to see what this looks like in the inner corner. Okay, that brighten that side up. And then put it on my nose. Yeah, that's something that will tie in both sides that you can do. Okay, so for foundation, normally I would go off camera right now, and I will go off camera to do the parts of my makeup that I don't have something new, because I don't have a new setting powder and stuff like that. But I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy foundation. So I got mine in the shade Porcelain, and we're going to use this. It does not smell the same as the regular one, so aka it does not smell like paint thinner. It smells a little bit, I mean, it still smells a little bit chemically, but nowhere near. It almost smells a little bit sweet too. It just has like a light scent, I would say. Okay, so I'm just going to take my sponge and bounce that in. So let me finish bouncing this in, and then we'll come back and I'm going to do my brows off camera, and then we will do the concealer portion. I'll explain that in a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So I used my Essence brow pencil. And for concealer, and I say concealer because this product can be used with Shape Tape or any other concealer, or it can be used by itself. So this is new at Ulta, and it is the Shape Tape Glow Wand. And it can be used in conjunction, like I said, with any other concealer or with Shape Tape, or it can be used by itself. So it looks like this, and it has a sponge, which I will probably never use, and I wish they hadn't done that, but that's just personal preference. And then this is the wand. So I'm going to personally use this myself. Oh my goodness. I'm going to use this by itself is what I meant to say, because I only use a little bit of concealer, and sometimes I don't use concealer at all. And I'll show you on the back of my hand what it looks like, but it is like a concealer, but it's very glowy, and it's supposed to just kind of hydrate your under eyes. So for me personally, I could use this unless I haven't gotten any sleep and I have really dark circles under my eyes. I feel like I can use this as a concealer by itself, or like as a under eye hydrator with extra coverage. I could probably even put it on before I put on my foundation in the spots where I would normally put concealer, just to add a little bit of hydration under the eyes. And that, I'm hoping that this will help me, because sometimes if I do use concealer or I take my foundation up too high under my eyes, I feel like I do get a little bit dry under there, but not too bad. But I'm hoping that this helps. So, I mean, it does just look really hydrated and glowy. I'm going to take that glow away with powder, but it just kind of looks a little bit hydrated under there. And I've been trying to do my under eyes first, like I said, because I feel like I mess up my foundation a lot of times with my eyeshadow, but also, and I don't want to have to bake. And I mean, I do put powder under my eyes, but I don't like usually keep the powder there unless I'm doing an eyeshadow look where I think the eyeshadow will ruin the eye look, or I mean the face, if I don't leave the powder there. So anyhow, but I feel like, oh, I just got that in my hair. But I feel like this will help with the little bit of dryness that I do get. And like I said, you can mix it with Shape Tape, because I know that Shape Tape is very drying. I don't know why they didn't just make a more hydrating version of Shape Tape instead of making like a glowy thing to go with it. So I'm going to give you my thoughts, or my first impressions and opinions about this palette while I do my face. But okay, so basically I've come to the conclusion that I like this palette. For me personally, I'm glad I have it in my collection, because I own the bigger ones, and I did want to have at least one of the smaller ones in my collection. However, I in no way, shape, or form think that this palette is revolutionary, or that anybody needs it by any means, because do I think it's a good palette? Not really. I think it's cute and aesthetically pleasing. I think the shades are pretty. I think I created two beautiful looks. I think other than the pressed glitter and the blue duochrome or multichrome or whatever it is, the blue purpley one, the shimmery one that I have on this side, I think other than those two shades, you have all the shades from this palette in the larger palettes. So if you don't own any of the larger palettes and you really like cherries and you really like the aesthetic of it, and you don't want to buy one of the larger palettes, and you like this color story in terms of, you're like, oh, I wish that out of all the shades that come in those bigger palettes, I wish these were the shades that I owned, then you would probably really like this palette. But I own the same shades in volume 1, 2, and 3 pretty much. And when it comes to the pressed glitter, I have one from Alien Cosmetics that would give me that exact same vibe. And I also, when it comes to the blue duochrome, I have eyeshadows that look like it, and this Lottie London eyeshadow, which was only $3, basically looks exactly the same if I were to swatch the shadow. All right. And then if I were to put the Lottie London next to it, ooh, I just got some all over my finger. I mean, they're almost the exact same thing. And the Lottie London was $3. So, and then the little inner corner pink, white, like white with a pink shift duochrome moment that I put in my inner corner, we all know you can get that at any other, you know, from any other brand. So I just feel like I'm glad that I have it in my collection, because like I said, I own all the big ones and I wanted one of the smaller ones. And out of all the smaller ones, I definitely think that this one is one that I would be the happiest with, because it'll be the one that I get the most use out of, because these are the shades that I tend to wear the most. But in terms of the, you know, if you own any of the larger palettes, I definitely don't think you need this at all. And I mean, I think it's about the same quality. Like I said, it's kind of like a hybrid between the regular Anastasia palettes and the volume 1, 2, and 3. But overall, I mean, the color story, most of these shades, like these reds, this green, this blue, those shades are all in the larger palettes. And then plus I have them in my collection in other palettes. And then these two are the only ones that I would say are unique. But in the Phases palette from Alien Cosmetics, I have a glitter similar to this. And then this one, I just showed you the $3 dupe in liquid form. And if you want it in non-liquid form, I know I've seen this shadow in other palettes. If I find it in another palette, I'll let you know which one it is. But let me go off camera one more time. I'm going to choose a lip and I'm going to put on my mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've chosen a lip, so I'm going to have to see which one it is. So Kaleidos sent me 2 of their new lip tonics. These are the liquid lipsticks that they sell. One is metallic and one is matte. So this is the matte one. They're both red. And then this is then the metallic one by process of elimination. And I think it's beautiful, and I just want to wear it because I think it'll go really well with this look. And it's the most beautiful shade of red. Yeah. It almost has like an orange duochrominess, or like a kind of a pink too. I just think it's really pretty. And then the other product is my highlighter, which for Christmas I got a $100 gift card, not $50, $100 gift card to Sephora. And as you guys know, well, maybe you know, I don't know if that video has gone up yet, but I had filmed with it or showing it already. I got the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, and then the other item that I got with my gift card is the Pat McGrath highlighter palette. So this is what she looks like right here. It is a ridiculous price for a highlighter palette with only 3 shades, but these are those shades and without the plastic. So this one is going to be more of like a bronzer topper for me, but I'm going to go in with the middle shade, which is like the one that has kind of a green hue to it. And unless this is absolutely amazing, I will probably return it, to be honest. It's pretty. I'm pretty sure I could use any of Maybe I need a more dense brush, but I'm pretty sure I could use any of her special shades, like her light special shades that are in her palettes as a highlighter. So this may be going back. I haven't decided. I'll have to see because I just have so many other highlighters now. Like, I ordered this actually a while back, and then it turned out that it was like out of stock, but now I have like the Jeffree Star, you know, crazy extreme frost. I have the Lele Posh ones. I have the Kaleidos highlighters. So I just feel like this is kind of meh at this point to me, and I don't want to feel meh about a $50 highlighter palette. So really quick, I just want to show you one more item that I bought, and I wanted to use it originally in this video, but because I used the pressed glitter on this side and the topper from Lottie London on this side, is it Lottie London? Yes. I got the most beautiful glitter eyeliner from Urban Decay. Debbie, you have to see it. You have to get it. You need this. It is Disco Daydream, but in a liner form. So it's like rainbow holographic madness. So we're going to use that in another video. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Let me know which eye you prefer. I think I prefer this one, which is crazy because normally I like blues and greens more. But yeah, I think I like this one better. So I love you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.